Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and the monthly reset, the monthly rollover for the required characters in the story mode ultimate fragment farming game mode has changed. I have no idea what they are. They've all been shuffled around, so I wanted to do a blind reaction to it to give you my thoughts and opinions. This obviously matters to a varying degree, whether you're a new player or a seasoned veteran, because the larger your roster is, the more tier 3s you have, the more awakened and transcended characters you have, the more value you can extract from this game mode. You're also going to need to input time and energy, like actual energy in the game, but otherwise you can reap insane benefits. And I've covered that in other videos. I've made videos just basically gushing over how much I enjoy this game mode, but I really do. And I would love to see, as much as I would love to see other game modes get, you know, like a World Boss Legend, a third World Boss Legend, or Chapter 11 for the Dispatch, or Sector 11, I would love to see a new chapter added to the story mode, perhaps, as a lot of players have requested, maybe with some way of farming uniform upgrade tickets. But right now, as it currently stands, the Dimensional Clash is a way to farm tons of tier 3 materials, enhancement tickets for characters type enhancement, and CTPs. The True Shield is a way to farm tier 3 materials and ISO, including Awakened ISO. The All War is a way to farm tier 3 materials, Mythic Uru, and Odin's Blessings, which you can then use the Mythic Uru to try and combine for more Odin's Blessings during the chance up events. And then the Future Ends here is where you can farm not only tier 3 materials, but 5 and 6 star cards and the off chance for a premium card. So lots of premium stuff here, really good. I personally love this game mode so much. So we're gonna go jump in right here, and I'm going to not look at the bottom there because I'm trying to avoid any spoilers. And we're just gonna go to story. We're gonna go chapter 1-1, the very first mission here, and we're going to react. So right off the bat, we got Corvus. I'm not gonna read them all out here, but just so that you can orient yourself in case you're new to this, we've got Nightcrawler as the required characters for the 25% chance to get a fragment each. We've got Nightcrawler, Corvus, and Moon Knight. So in this case, the best that I could hope for is a 75% chance to get a fragment whenever I play this game mode, because I do have Corvus, I do have Moon Knight, and I can set him there with a little pink dot informing me, but I do not have Nightcrawler. So if I can clear it with Corvus, Moon Knight, and some other tier 3, some other transcended character, and nobody dies, I'll get the 25 plus the 25 plus the 25 for having all 3 characters survive. So yeah, not the best start, to be honest, because Nightcrawler is a low value transcended character, and he's also low popularity, so he hits on both of those. Like, he doesn't have much value, and he also isn't popular. There are characters that aren't necessarily valuable but are extremely popular, and those, you know, tend to have a bit more value, as you can tell. So yeah, let's go on to the next one here. We got Winter Soldier, Black Panther, and Medusa. Sometimes I think they are somehow correlated, or they're like relatable. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if it's done on purpose. We got Namor, Rogue, and Ant-Man, and actually Namor is repeated here because I remember last month it was Namor, Valkyrie, and Black Widow. Then we got Blue Marvel, Ghost Rider, and Scarlet Witch. That's nice. Okay, you also want to see with these, you want to see a healthy mixture of old and new transcended / awakened characters. So we've got the dreaded tier 3 Sentry there, ultra expensive character. That's actually an extremely expensive node because you also have Moonstone, which costs 6,600. So yeah, that one's pretty expensive. We have another 2 native tier 2s there. So yeah, in just a few missions, in just these 3 missions, we've seen 2 native tier 2s in Scarlet Witch and Odin, and then we've also seen Moonstone repeated twice, and we've seen Sentry. So yeah, 2-1, 2-2, and 2-3 are brutally expensive for players who don't have all those characters built up. We see the second character getting repeated because Moonstone was repeated twice, and so was Scarlet Witch, the third character. Now we see Corvus repeated here. Okay, we see Ant-Man repeated. Interesting, they're going for Ant-Man again. We've got Mephisto. Wow, so we've hit every, besides Null, we've hit all other native tier 3s. Okay, what do we got next here? Sunbird, okay. Oh, Red Guardian. You don't see Red Guardian very often. You also don't see Gwenom very often. I'm very curious to see if we see Gwenom again, because I haven't seen her in months on this list, on these lists at all. We see Moonstone for a 3rd time. That's crazy. So you really also want to take note of characters that are being repeated multiple times. Ah, we see Heimdall. So that's actually, so only 1-1 and 6-2 feature a character that I don't have. So my roster's not complete, but it's pretty close. We also see Ghost Rider repeated again. We also see, so Scarlet Witch now and Moonstone have both been repeated 3 times. Again, those are very valuable and very popular characters. So although they're expensive, it's kind of good because the vast majority of players will have them, but I would suspect someone like Doctor Strange or maybe Deadpool tier 3 is going to be more popular because they're from Epic Quests and they have a much higher adoption rate for tier 2 into tier 3. We also see Dormammu there. Wow, we see multiple original characters. I think people are going to be upset with 7-2. We see Namor again. We see Wolverine for the first time in a long time. I haven't seen Wolverine on these lists for months. So that is good to see that repeated there. We do see Morbius again. He was on the last month on 3-1, I believe, for last month's Dimensional Clash. I'm trying to press the button. It's not going. Okay, we get Bullseye, Captain Falcon, and Apocalypse again. We get Moonstone for a 4th time. And Moon Knight for a 2nd or 3rd time. That's crazy. So 4 fragments in this one story out of... There's only 20 missions here. 4 of them require or feature Moonstone. That's bonkers. Yeah, that's a lot. That's 20%. 20% of the missions require Moonstone. Wow. So yeah, Moonstone. All right. Let's take a look at the next one here. I generally don't play this one. This one for ISO, so I'm more critical of the characters they choose. I feel like the characters they choose need to be more accessible, excuse me, not accessible, and they need to be cheaper. So this right off the bat is a really bad sign. 3 native tier 2s is just really bad, value there. Okay, you have Star-Lord, Gambit, and Blue Dragon. Yeah, decent value there. And then I don't have Sif. Yeah, just way too many expensive characters. Way too many expensive. And Scarlet Witch, this is crazy. She's everywhere. This is 5 or 6 times now over the totality of these fragments. That's crazy bones. Okay, moving on to my favorite one here, the All War. Let's take a look. For the first one, we have Mephisto again, and we have Luna Snow for the first time in a while. We have Blue Dragon, Thor, and Rogue again. We have Blue Dragon and Mephisto again. Mephisto's been featured 3 or 4 times now, and this is the first look for Jean Grey. And then we have Mephisto again. Bro, what? Are you kidding me? Mephisto is required for 3 out of the 4 days. What is that? Listen, as far as playing this game mode, it makes it very fast if you have Mephisto, because he can just shred through the enemies because he does so much damage. But for people who don't have Mephisto, this is a kick in the pants. You're basically like you're highly decentivized from playing the All War at all if you don't have one character. They really need to spread out these characters. There's way too much of a focus on right now Mephisto, Scarlet Witch, and Moonstone, all generally blast types besides Scarlet Witch's new uniform, by the way. The only thing I can say that's good about this one is that Scarlet Witch is not on it. All right, and then last one, the future ends here for the comic cards. Let's see. Black Dwarf, Sif, and Quasar. Okay. Doctor Strange, nice. And then New Silk, Dr. Octopus. Okay, so that's it for the required characters. Someone does a write-up on Reddit where they post all of them and they list, the frequency, but I can sort of tell, and my memory is decent enough to see that some of the most expensive characters in the game, I mean, Mephisto is legitimately top 3 most expensive characters in the game, are repeated way too much. So that's my first criticism, is that Mephisto, Scarlet Witch, and Moonstone are repeated just far too often. But also you have the exclusion of a lot of characters that we're sort of wondering if they will, be more of a balance, because I don't feel like there's enough of a balance, especially when we know Moonstone, Mephisto, and Scarlet Witch have been chosen 5-6 times. You can reduce each of those by 1 or 2 and include X-23, include Gwenom, include, Cable, Valkyrie. There's so many characters that have been missed out. I said at the beginning of the video, Gwenom hasn't been featured for months. I don't think Gwenom has been featured more than once since I transcended her like 6 months ago or 4 months ago. So yeah, That's very bizarre to me that it does seem imbalanced. The only thing I can say as a positive, I mean, there's really not that many negatives. I don't think the list is terrible. I think it could be better, it could be worse, sure. The only thing I can say that's actually clearly and obviously good about these lists is there are very few characters that I don't have. And I don't say that from a stance of personal reward. What I'm trying to say is I'm only missing the really bad characters, the Nightcrawlers, the Heimdalls, the Sifs. These are the Elsas, right? Elsa's not on this list at all. Heimdall only appears once, Sif only appears twice, and Nightcrawler only appears once. And they've already fixed the problem with Silk because they gave her that summer uniform. So that is one thing that people have often been very critical about when it comes to these, is that they pump them, that the requirements are full of those crappy transcended characters that didn't really get a uniform. They didn't get a uniform. They only got a transcendence. Well, this time around, that doesn't seem to be the case. There are very, very few missions featuring Heimdall, Sif, and Elsa and Nightcrawler, and that is a really good upside. Yeah, Morbius is there, but Morbius as a standalone character is leagues ahead of Elsa, Nightcrawler, Heimdall, and Sif. So this is a new video idea. You might not like it, you might like it. Hit me up down below in the comments and let me know if you do and what you think about it, if you want me to do this every month or not, and smash the like button if you enjoyed the video generally. Thank you so much for watching. Happy fragment hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.